Hello, good evening. Welcome to Kingdom Revelation. I'm going to be reading today from chapter 38, and I'm going to read a little bit of Ezekiel 8, 10, and so on after that. I have tried, in my previous video, I got cut off at the end. So I'm just going to finish off reading that last verse, which is of Isaiah 37 and verse 38, so that you can get the whole story of that part. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go right now to that. It says, "It happened as he was worshiping in the house of Nisroch, his god, that Adremelech and Sharezer, his sons, struck him with the sword, and they escaped into the land of Ararat. Esarhaddon, his son, reigned in his place." So that king trying to take over there with Hezekiah cried out to the Lord, and the Lord delivered him from that. And the other guy ended up gone. So, chapter 38, and this was a pretty special one. Hopefully, I'll be able to read the whole thing and a few other things. So, here we go. "In those days was Hezekiah sick and near death. Isaiah the prophet, the son of Amos, came to him and said to him, 'Thus says Yahweh, set your house in order, for you will die and not live.' Then Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and prayed to Yahweh and said, 'Remember now, Yahweh, I beg you, how I have walked before you in truth and with a perfect heart, and have done that which is good in your sight.' Hezekiah wept bitterly. Then the word of Yahweh came to Isaiah, saying, 'Go and tell Hezekiah, thus says Yahweh, the God of David your father, I have heard your prayer, I have seen your tears. Behold, I will add 15 years to your life. I will deliver you and this city out of the hand of the king of Assyria, and I will defend this city. This shall be the sign to you from Yahweh, that Yahweh will do this thing that he has spoken. Behold, I will cause a shadow on the sundial, which was gone down on the sundial of Ahaz with the sun, to return backward 10 steps. So the sun returned 10 steps on the sundial on which it had gone down. The writing of Hezekiah, king of Judah, then, when he had been sick and had recovered of his sickness, I said, in the middle of my life, I go down into the gates of Sheol. I am deprived of the residue of my years. I said, I won't see Yah in the land of the living. I will see no man more with the inhabitants of the world. My dwelling is removed and is carried away from me like a shepherd's tent. I have rolled up like a weaver my life. He will cut me off from the loom. From day even to night you will make an end of me. I waited patiently until morning. He breaks all my bones like a lion. From day even to night you will make an end of me. I chattered like a swallow or a crane. I moaned like a dove. My eyes weakened looking upward. Lord, I am oppressed. Be my security. What will I say? He has both spoken to me and himself has done it. I will walk carefully all my years because of the anguish of my soul. Lord, men live by these things, and my spirit finds life in them. You restore me and cause me to live. Behold, for peace I had great anguish, but you have in love for my soul delivered it from the pit of corruption. For you have cast all my sins behind your back. For Sheol can't praise you. Death can't celebrate you. Those who go down into the pit can't hope for your truth. The living, he shall praise you as I do this day. The Father shall make known your truth to the children. Yahweh will save me. Therefore he will sing my songs with stringed instruments all the days of our life in the house of Yahweh. Now Isaiah had said, let them take a cake of figs and lay it for a poultice in the boil, and he shall recover. Hezekiah also had said, What is the sign that I will go up to the house of Yahweh? So he ended up recovering from his sickness, and the prophet had to go back and tell him, you're going to live 15 more years. So he did hear his cry. And I'm going to read in Ezekiel. In this instance, I mean, usually he hears people and he has mercy on them. But in this instance, I think they had already like run out of the mercy or something, because, or the abominations were too great of what they had done, Ezekiel 8:10. I'm going to read, let's see, 8:10 all the way to 8:18. Okay, here we go. And then this one, he had told the prophet Ezekiel to go and take a look at what they were doing in the house of Yahweh, his temple. So, okay, it says, Ezekiel 8:10. So I went in and saw and see every form of creeping things and abominable animals and all the idols of the house of Israel portrayed around on the wall. There stood before them 70 men of the elders of the house of Israel, and in their midst stood Jazaniah, the son of Shaphan, every man with a censer in his hand, and the odor of the cloud of incense went up. And he said to me, Son of man, have you seen what the elders of the house of Israel do in the dark? Every man in his rooms of imagery? For they say, Yahweh doesn't see us, Yahweh has forsaken the land. He said also to me, you shall again see yet other great abominations, which they do. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of Yahweh's house, which was toward the north, and see, there sat the women weeping for Tammuz. And Tammuz was an idol. I think he was supposed to be the son of the Queen of Heaven and Nimrod, I believe. I'm not sure. You can read it for yourself and let me know. So they were weeping for Tammuz, which was terrible to be doing. Then he said to me, have you seen this, son of man? You shall again see yet greater abominations than these. He brought me into the inner court of Yahweh's house, and see, at the door of Yahweh's temple, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men with their backs toward Yahweh's temple, and their faces toward the east, and they were worshiping the sun, S-U-N, that sun, toward the east, which is terrible. Then he said to me, have you seen this, son of man? Is it a light thing for the house of Judah that they commit the abominations which they commit here? For they have filled the land with violence, and have turned again to provoke me to anger. And behold, they put the branch to their nose. Therefore will I also deal in wrath. My eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity. And though they cry in my ears with a loud voice, yet will I not hear them. So that's two different examples of how God deals with things. So I just wanted to come back and finish reading off that other one and give you this other chapter. So I hope you have a great day. Enjoy your week, and may the Lord bless us and keep us, make his face shine upon us and be gracious to us. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon us and give us peace. And bye-bye.